Welcome back to the Whiskey Explorer. Yes, I am talking to you, 17 subscribers out there. No, in all honesty, thank you guys very much for watching and tuning in. I know it has been a while. I've been on a bit of a hiatus. I recently started a new job and it's very demanding, so it leaves me with very little time to shoot these videos. But I'm happy to be back in the saddle and exploring and reviewing another very different whiskey for you tonight. And this will also be different because I think, based on my first impression of this whiskey, this may just be the first whiskey that I review on the show that I'm not too stoked on. So we'll see how it goes. So for you guys tonight, I have the Cu Bocan. And I've just got this really, this really little mini bottle. I guess most people would describe it as a cute bottle. I'm just going to bring that just a little bit closer there for you guys to have a check out of. So there is the Cu Bocan. So this is a product of the Tomatin Distillery. So what we have is a Highland single malt that is lightly peated. Okay? So here it says, light smoke intertwined with rich citrus and exotic spices. Non-chill filtered, and I'm going to assume that this is also not colored. So I picked this up at a liquor store in the Calgary airport because I found it here in Victoria, but I wasn't really happy with the price. It wasn't outrageous. It was probably about $80 for the bottle, but I just thought, you know what, like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this one, so I didn't want to purchase a whole bottle, so I was lucky to find it there. And this little guy, believe it or not, this is less than the size of a Mickey. So we have these strange sizes here in Canada called a Mickey. A Mickey is about 375 milliliters. This one, it says, is 20 centiliters, so it's even smaller than a Mickey. Believe it or not, this was about 27, 28 bucks. So we'll check it out and we'll see what we think. So again, interesting because Tomatin is a distillery, or Tomatin, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, but it's generally a Highland malt, so it's not going to have any of the peat characteristics. And from what I have seen in reviews rather, it's not really the super highly regarded whiskey, the Tomatin whiskeys, but we'll check this one out anyways. I thought it sounded really interesting because I really like fairly, I wouldn't say lightly peated, but medium peat, and so I thought this one might be perfect because it's it's got all those Highland characteristics and maybe some Speyside flavors as well, like some fruit flavors. But then intermixed and intermingled in there would be the smoke of the peat. So without further ado, let's give this dram a try. Alright, so I do like that even though it's such a little small bottle, it does have a cork closure. So, pretty respectable, not too bad. I forgot to smell the cork. So that's interesting. I do right away, I get a hit of citrus, and specifically lemon. That's about it. Fairly strong. It also has a white wine smell to it, to me. So we'll see what we get. Let's give a little pour here. Not too bad, a little dram there. And just gonna bring this bottle or not the bottle rather, but the glass just a little bit closer so you guys can get kind of a look in there at zero in on the color. So that I'm going to call a medium pale gold. Yeah, that's about what that is there. Alright, and let's do a nosing of this guy here. Pleasant nose, actually. Quite good. So on the nose, I get butterscotch, fruit, and specifically I would say white grapes, so I guess that gets back to my earlier kind of impression of the white wine. And definitely the citrus note. So the lemon coming through there pretty strong. It's actually a very nice nose. I like the nose on that a lot. Like very engaging, and it's quite a sweet nose as well. So let's maybe go in for our first sip here. Not much, I don't get much peat on that at all. So I think we don't have, so this is an NAS, it's a non-age statement. We don't have an age statement on here, so we don't know how old this is. But I would say the initial taste on the palate is attacking. So this is, I'm gonna guess this is a fairly young whiskey. I would guess this is somewhere under the 7-year mark. Maybe 5 or 6 years. I'm not going to say that I would guess it's nothing older than that. After the initial kind of hit of alcohol, and by the way guys, this is at 46%, so that's respectable. I do appreciate that. So after the initial hit of alcohol that you get on the palate, I get some butterscotch and toffee notes there, and definitely some fruit. I don't know that I got much citrus. Maybe the lemon's there a little bit, but I did not get much smoke at all. So when they say lightly peated, if you're a peat head or you like the peat bombs, this one is not for you. The peat in here is barely detectable. I would say the only place that I started to actually even notice it was on the finish. So let's go in for a second taste. Definitely liking it better on the second sip. And I am getting a little bit more nuance and complexity in the flavor. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but we are also starting to get some whiskey mist in there, which I love the whiskey mist. I almost called this channel whiskey, I think I almost called it whiskey mist, but anyways, better on the second sip for sure. So that now the citrus flavor is coming through. I would say it's very distinctly lemon on the citrus note there. Lots of sweet, pleasant actually, butterscotch flavor, and I'm gonna add to that caramel and vanilla as well. And then the finish on there is a bit peppery. So maybe that's where the smoke is. There's a bit of white pepper kick to the very back of the palate of this. It's an interesting dram. I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan, and it wouldn't find its way onto my shelf or my bar, I don't think, again. It's interesting. For me it's a bit of a novelty. Like to have a lightly peated Highland malt is kind of neat, interesting, what have you, but it's not a bottle that I would replace. I'm gonna go in for a last sip, and then I think I'm probably gonna leave you guys there. I think I've pretty much said it all. It improves. Third sip is the best sip. I actually got this one was much more honey. Picked up some heather in there. I'm even gonna say, and this is a very Canadian thing to say, but I'll say I think there is a hint of maple syrup in there. And then the lemon zest, almost like a lemon rind, that came mid to late palate. It's got a decent medium finish to it, like in terms of length, like how long the finish lasts for. And I'm getting at the end, at the finish there, or end of the palate, mid palate, I'm getting that citrus note, and then the aftertaste is all that white pepper. So if you're a guy or a gal out there who likes like a pepper kick at the end of your at like the finish of your whiskeys, this might be one to check out. From what I understand of this whiskey, this is a limited edition whiskey, and I have seen on other channels that there are 2 types of bottles of this. So this is the box that it came in. I'm not going to give you guys the history of where it gets the name from and everything, but on there, so I'll give you a brief history. On this box here, you see this kind of figure in smoke, this face, and it is like a demon dog that terrorized the village of Tomatin. So that's a Gaelic myth. So there's that version here that I have, which is the first one that they did, and then I have seen a purple box as well on other review channels. So it kind of depends on what you guys can find in your region, but that's pretty much it for the Tomatin Cu Bocan, and we'll see you guys in the next one. If you haven't done so yet, please hit the subscribe button, like this video if you liked it, share with your friends, and also if you want, check out the Patreon page. I've got some new rewards up there, so if you guys want to check that out and support the channel, that'd be great. So see you in the next one. Salanja.